There's a guy in your office building right now who you've probably never noticed. He pulls into the parking lot every morning in a 2013 silver Toyota Camry. A small crack runs across the bottom left corner of the windshield he never bothered to fix. He walks in carrying a brown paper bag, sandwich he made at home, a banana, a container of almonds, sets it in the break room refrigerator and heads straight to his desk. He wears the same 3 pairs of jeans on rotation every week. Dark blue, medium blue, black, plain white t-shirt, gray zip-up hoodie, no logo, no brand. His shoes are clean, but he's had them for 3 years. His coworkers assume he's just getting by. He has $3.8 million in index funds. His mortgage is paid off. His 2 daughters graduated college with 0 debt. He could walk into his boss's office this morning, slide his badge across the desk, and never come back. He doesn't because he actually likes his job now, that he doesn't need it. Nobody in that building knows any of this, and that's not an accident. That's a decision. We've been trained our entire lives to believe that wealthy people look wealthy. The car, the watch, the shoes, the whole package on display every single day. And if you're not showing it, you haven't made it yet. That programming has destroyed more wealth than any recession in history. Because while most people are spending money to look successful, the people actually becoming successful are doing something that looks completely different, something most people would walk right past without a second thought. They're looking poor on purpose. My name is Joe, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why they look poor and what it's costing you every single month that you don't. If you had to name the top 5 car brands millionaires drive right now, what would come to your mind first? BMW, Mercedes? Here's what the data actually says. 61% of people earning over $250,000 a year drive Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Not BMWs, not Mercedes. Regular cars that blend into any parking lot in America. Meanwhile, 8% of people earning under $100,000 own luxury vehicles, spending $60,000 on a car while making $50,000 a year. One group looks wealthy, the other group actually is wealthy. These are rarely the same people. Thomas Stanley and William Danko spent decades studying millionaires across America. 80% are first generation. They built it themselves. Half have lived in the same house for more than 20 years, more likely to drive a Ford than a Bentley. Dave Ramsey's research confirms it. The top car driven by American millionaires is a Toyota. Number 2 is Honda. Number 3 is Ford. BMW doesn't appear until number 6. Mercedes doesn't crack the list at all. Jeff Bezos drove a Honda Accord for years after becoming a billionaire. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. Larry Page drove a Prius. Mark Zuckerberg drove an Acura. These are not people who couldn't afford better. These are people who decided that looking wealthy wasn't worth the cost of actually being wealthy. I'm curious, what do you drive right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. So how did we end up here? How did an entire generation of people get convinced that the car in the driveway is a reflection of how far they've come? Because this didn't happen by accident. Companies figured out a long time ago that people don't buy products, they buy signals. They buy what the product says about them, what it tells everyone else in the room. A $10,000 Rolex tells time exactly as well as a $30 Casio watch. The extra $9,970 buys one thing, the ability to signal to other people that you have money. That's it. That's the whole transaction. And once they figured that out, they built an entire machine around it. Reality shows selling you a lifestyle you can't afford. Instagram feeds carefully curated to make you feel behind. Advertisements telling you that the right car, the right watch, the right shoes will finally make you feel like you've made it. The message has been consistent for 100 years. Rich people look rich. If you're not showing it, you haven't made it. That message is a lie, but it's an extremely profitable one for everyone except you. Now this is where it gets personal. You're sitting in the finance office at the local car dealership. Fluorescent lights, that new car smell still in your clothes. The guy slides a piece of paper across the desk. $640 a month for 72 months. And you didn't ask what the total was. You just asked when the first payment was due. That's not an accident. That's the whole game. They never tell you the total price. They sell you the monthly payment because $640 a month sounds manageable, but $640 times 72 months is $46,000 for a car that's stickered at 38. The second you start thinking in payments, you stop thinking about the total, and they know exactly what they're doing. That's not a mistake. That's conditioning so deep you didn't even notice it happening. Your buddy pulls up to the cookout in a brand new black Ford Raptor, that aggressive front grille, those oversized tires. He parks it where everyone can see it from the backyard, and something in your chest moved. You didn't say anything, but you went home that night and started scrolling for trucks. That feeling has a price tag, and it's a lot higher than the sticker. You told yourself you deserved it. You've been grinding for 3 years, 60-hour weeks. You haven't taken a vacation, so you bought it. And for about 2 weeks, it felt exactly like you thought it would. Then, it just became the thing you drive to work. Psychologists call that hedonic adaptation. Your brain has a baseline level of happiness, and no matter what you buy, no matter how good it feels in the moment, you always return to that baseline. The new car becomes the normal car, the excitement fades, and then the cycle starts again. You need the next thing to feel it again. Meanwhile, the payment is still hitting your account every single month, long after the feeling is gone. And here's the part nobody talks about. You make decent money, more than your parents ever did, but at the end of every month, the account is just kind of empty. No disaster, no emergency, nothing dramatic happened. The money just left, and you're not totally sure where it went. That's not bad luck. That's the system working exactly as designed. Every signal you bought, every upgrade you justified, every payment you normalized, it all went somewhere, just not to you. The difference between a $30,000 car and an $80,000 car invested over 25 years at 7% returns is $270,000. Not the sticker, not the monthly payment, $270,000 of compounding wealth that evaporated for leather seats and a badge on the hood. Every leased BMW is a monthly payment that could have been an index fund. Every designer purchase is shares that were never bought. Every status symbol carries an opportunity cost measured in decades of growth that will never happen. A 2025 Empower study found that 62% of everyday millionaires still budget, still hunt for deals, and still avoid extravagant spending after crossing the $1 million mark. The habits that build wealth are the same habits that protect it. There is no finish line where the rules change. The visible spender retires with memories of nice things. The quiet builder retires with options. Both made choices. Only one made choices that compound. There's an edge to looking modest that plays out in every financial transaction you will ever make. A car dealer treats someone in a 10-year-old Camry differently than someone stepping out of a new Mercedes. A contractor quotes differently based on the neighborhood he drives into. A salesperson reads you the second you walk in the door. Warren Buffett once said he never worried about being overcharged because nobody knew who he was. His appearance gave him negotiating leverage that visible wealth would have destroyed immediately. Over a lifetime of purchases, that pricing gap compounds into serious money. The person who looks wealthy pays a premium on almost everything. The person who looks ordinary pays the standard rate. The quietly wealthy employee operates from the most powerful position in any workplace, the security of not needing the job, combined with the appearance of someone who does. They take risks that desperate employees cannot take. They negotiate from genuine strength. They make decisions based on what is right instead of what is safe. That is not a small advantage. That is a completely different life, and the numbers prove it. 2 men, same income, $200,000 a year. The first saves 25%, drives a modest car, packs lunch, wears the same 3 pairs of jeans, invests consistently, and ignores what everyone else thinks about his parking spot. The second saves 5%, finances a new car every 4 years, eats out, keeps the wardrobe updated, makes sure the people around him know he is doing well. Over 25 years at 7% returns, the first man has $3.4 million. The second man has $680,000. Same income, same years, same market. 5 times the difference in outcome. One of them will retire on his own terms and spend his time exactly how he wants. The other will keep setting a Monday morning alarm because stopping is not something he can afford to do. Most people watching this right now are living closer to the second man than the first, not because they earn less, not because the market treated them differently, because somewhere along the way they started spending money to manage what other people think of them, and they never stopped. Which one are you actually being with your money today? Drop it in the comments. Looking poor is not about being cheap. It's not about suffering through life in a car you hate. It's not about deprivation. It's about opting out of a game that was designed to keep you spending and keep you broke. It is about understanding that every dollar you spend performing wealth is a dollar that cannot become actual wealth. It is about stopping the leak. The man in the Camry already won. The guy in the Ford Raptor with the $640 monthly payment just doesn't know he lost yet. The goal was never to impress the people in that parking lot. The goal was always freedom. And the most direct path to freedom looks a lot like a 2013 Toyota Camry with a crack in the windshield and $3.8 million sitting behind it that nobody can see. Stop performing. Start compounding. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And YouTube thinks you should check out this video of mine next.